Hello there ladies and gentlemen, I am the Chall and welcome to another Chall Chats Theme Parks video. Now today, Alton Towers Resort, from what looks to be what's happening on site, has fully removed the Enterprise attraction, signaling the end of one of the most longest serving attractions in the park's history. Now before we get started, we're going to be sharing everything about the attraction's history. We're also going to share what looks to be the replacement for the 2023 season. So before we get started, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell to the next YouTube video. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers and 500,000 views, 500,000 views, which is unbelievable. So thank you very much for your support, guys. Let's talk all things Enterprise from the Alton Towers Resort. Before the Ministry of Joy took over, before X Sector entered the area, Enterprise began operating in 1984. The original location it stood in was alongside the Corkscrew in Festival Park, now known as Dark Forest. With the introduction of Oblivion and X Sector in 1998, Enterprise proved to be an ideal candidate to be a supporting attraction in the new area, and sat inside the vertical drop roller coaster's banked turn. Enterprise has always been subjected to noticeable maintenance work over the closed seasons, with the entire ride system being removed from its space, leaving an empty pit. Alongside the introduction of the Smiler in 2013, the majority of X Sector was given a fresh breath of life, extensively working on the Enterprise with many brand new components being installed to keep the ride operating for the foreseeable future. Enterprise was thrilling guests for over 3 decades, was even used in a video explaining the experience of several rides at the resort, explained by legend John Wardley. John used Air, Oblivion and Enterprise to explain how certain rides work, especially Enterprise, how it works and keeps riders in their seats when upside down despite the lack of restraint system. It was removed earlier in the 2022 season, and while it remained listed on the park's website, it confirmed the departure on its social media. Responding to a guest query on Twitter, the Staffordshire theme park said the ride was not at our resort anymore. Seemed all was confirmed on the ride's removal. However, what was to replace the Enterprise? We have that answer today. It's all but confirmed that a new Retro Squad ride is coming into the park in the X Sector section of the resort, after Roller Disco was confirmed to not rejoin Alton Towers for the 2023 season. Replacing the Enterprise looks to be the Hisco's Starfighter, after being confirmed it won't be on the Scottish Funfair circuit on social media. Now then, the names rumoured for the new Retro Squad ride are Atom Blast, Glow Trick, Light Strip, Acceler Strike and Spider Glider, all which are decent names, but the 6th one is my choice for the name, and what looks to be all but confirmed to be the name for the ride, as it fits with the type of attraction debuting this season at the resort: Twistertron. So let's go off the basis of this will be the name, Twistertron. We're expecting this in the Enterprise site in X Sector, potentially next to what could be the returning Spin Jam, of course located just adjacent to where Twistertron could be located in the old submission plot of land. The Enterprise is a legendary attraction at the Alton Towers Resort, and I've got huge memories of the Enterprise, and I remember Enterprise in X Sector for years and years and years. It was a wonderful experience. It was a wonderful flat ride for the park. We spoke earlier about John Waldley's explanation on how the restraint system or lack of restraint system worked, but still kept riders in their seats while upside down in a vertical rotation motion. If you do want to check out that video, I have linked it in the description of this video so you can go watch the full thing and let the legend himself describe it in full. I think the writing was on the wall, despite having the whole original ride system replaced with a more modern version of the Huss Enterprise just years ago. Now, the Enterprise is definitely going to live on in the legendary books for Alton Towers. It's been operating for over 3 decades, so it's definitely one of the most historic rides in the park's history, and one of the most historic Enterprise rides attractions in the world, in my personal opinion. And we are definitely going to remember the Enterprise for the memories it brought to the thousands and millions that rode that ride throughout its over 3 decades. Rest in peace to the Enterprise. we will miss you. But of course, from the past, we look to the future, and it looks like this so-called, what I believe the name to be, Twistertron will be making its way into the Enterprise plot of land for the 2023 season. However, going forward further than 2023 still remains to be seen, and it's the newest debate that's come up about the Alton Towers Resort's future, and that is the lack of permanent flat rides and the future of the flat rides in the park. We have the Funk and Fly, Spin Jam, we had the roller disco in the Dark Forest, and we also have this new Starfighter attraction which I believe will be called Twistertron. Funk and Fly sits in the Ripsaw plot of land in Forbidden Valley, a Husk topspin attraction that closed a few years back as part of the Towers Loving Care programme. Now that was a permanent topspin flat ride that was home to the park for well over a decade. Spin Jam sits in the Submission plot of land, which was at the park for around 10 years. Submission was a modern flat ride. It wasn't the best flat ride in the world, however, it was definitely a modern flat ride fitted with the X Sector theme, and again, the removal did signal a change in direction for that plot of land for a few years before the Retro Squad came to town. Now the roller disco sat on a nice piece of land near Rita in Dark Forest, and this leaves a bit of space for a potential permanent flat ride in the future of the park, and there's definitely room for investment on that circular plot of land. Now of course we do also have a scrambler type ride called Flavio's Fantastic Fandango. However, that wasn't part of the Retro Squad lineup, that was part of the ride lineup for the World of David Walliams, the newest area of the park that only opened a couple of seasons ago by the time the 2023 season begins in a couple of weeks. But the future of the permanent flat rides is definitely a debate for another video in the future, and we'll definitely be looking forward to sharing all of that and discussing all of that. And also please leave your comments about the permanent flat rides or the lack of permanent flat rides at the Alton Towers Resort, because it'd be nice to include your comments and thoughts and opinions involved in that video, so please leave them in the comment section down below, and I will use every single one of your comments in the video to get your thoughts, the fans' thoughts, the enthusiasts' thoughts, and the general public's thoughts about the lack of flat rides permanently within the resort. Back to Enterprise, and for over 3 decades this legendary Enterprise attraction thrilled millions and millions of guests, and to see the ride officially gone from the park and removed, leaving a flat surface behind, is definitely a real sad moment for the historic Alton Towers fan base as such as myself. Now before we end this video, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, 2,000 subscribers and 500,000 views, so thank you so much for that. And for now guys, I'm the CHALL. Ta-ra for now.